Rondo, I finna slam dunk. Get big on you fake pumps. That pump ain't no fake pump. Bitch fell for the pump fake. Got him talking like first take. Get it right on the first take. Hit the hole in the first.
That shit gonna work, man. I'm tired of goddamn getting up. Mic check, mic check. Maine and Slim back again.
What's good? What's good?
Bro, when you start a podcast, are you supposed to have high energy, right?
Yeah.
I've been hearing people say that, and I'd be like, damn, my energy don't be high sometimes.
You know me, content. The content is high quality. That's the only thing. My energy ain't gotta be high. The content gonna be high. The quality of that content gonna be good.
Yeah, bro, podcasting been getting crazy, dog. I told you last night I went out and everybody wanted to talk to me about podcasting, and especially since I put an episode out on my Patreon about I want to quit podcasting. So everybody been wanting to talk to me about that, like, man, why would you do that, man? What's going on? And I'm like, damn, you can't even just express how you feeling about some shit.
Right, that goes to show you that you said podcast is one of them things where you gotta listen to the actual episode to understand what the title means. So
yeah,
some people probably seen the title and was like,
yeah,
why would you quit? It's like, bro, you listen to what I was saying.
And then you know it's on Patreon. I only got like 12 people on there.
I know, so
they didn't hear it. They just seen it.
They not on the Patreon. So they seen you post the advertisement to go to the Patreon. So yeah, that's how it be.
But so they didn't understand that I thought about quitting podcasting. I wasn't going to quit, and the reason why I wanted to quit is mainly because goddamn I just do so much shit, and I've been getting real like invested into everything else I've been doing. So as far as like podcasting go, I've been like, I don't really make no money doing this, so I could really say fuck this.
You know it's crazy. Like, you know, and today when we talk, I'm gonna make a few comparisons about from you, right?
Mm-hmm.
But one of them is right now, again, like this Joe Buttonish vibes, not rapper guy, no jokes this time. But in a podcast I heard like 2 weeks ago from him, he was complaining, you know, just talking about how in the podcast sense that brought in like the least amount of money to everything he was doing.
Yeah.
But that's also the reason why he's able to make that so much money so much money other places. And with you it's the same way, like. The podcast might not be your greatest form of revenue, but because you do the podcast, it get you them photo shoots, them video shoots. Like your content here is what gets you those jobs. You know what I'm saying?
And that's the conclusion I came to. I said,
you can't quit it. You quit it, that other stuff is gonna stop.
Yeah, I wouldn't be right here if it wasn't for this. So I got to keep going. But it's funny you brought up Joe Budden because I wanted to talk to you about that because I was having a conversation with Big King a couple of days ago, and Big King was basically saying what he always say, like, you know, Charlemagne lame as hell, and I'm Team Joe Budden. I feel him, and I was explaining to him, I was like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I see both of their sides. And he got mad. He was like, "You always supposed to be for the creator. Joe Budden do this for people like you." I said, "Bruh, I'm gonna tell you like I tell everybody else, dog. I'm a true businessman, so I understand business.
Yeah, and
it trips me out when people have businesses with a little bit of leverage." And think that they got the biggest meat in the room. And Joe Budden kept saying that. Yeah. And I was like, bruh, these folks just signed Joe Rogan. they don't care about your podcast, bro. They just signed Rogan. Even though I've been saying forever, dog, I'm mad that Rogan went public with his deal.
I don't know. Big King might have been too invested in that podcast. I don't know. He sounded like that Joe Budden was there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, off of the side of creator.
Yeah.
I'm on a side that benefits what I'm trying to push the most. You know what I'm saying? Joe Budden, he got a message that he tried to push. So I see his standpoint. Charlemagne God not pushing the same message that Joe Budden pushes. You know what I'm saying? At all. Charlemagne God, he came from nothing. You know what I'm saying? He had that rapper contract. So the stuff that Joe Budden went through, Charlemagne God didn't go through. So he not pushing that same message. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Budden, he actually broke it down like, yo, I had this deal, this happened, I had to wait 15 years, got this deal. Like, so all that contract talk and stuff, it means something different to him than it means to Charlemagne. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
By the time we met Charlemagne, he was getting bags thrown at him at this point. You know what I'm saying? So it made more sense for him to sign them deals. He cashing out every time. The other guy, Joe Budden, wasn't getting that same fair treatment. So he got a big song that he probably won't never make the amount of money he probably should have made off of it. So,
but bro, my whole deal with the Joe Budden situation is I feel bad for Rory and Mal because Joe Budden's a millionaire. You know what I'm saying? They not. So yeah. I'm like, bruh, I guess they're okay with the decision, but honestly, dog, we would have had to talk about that a lot more because Joe, dog, and I'm gonna just say it and be honest, stop beating around the bush. Joe Budden asking for way too much, bro.
So how he broke it down, I definitely understand the point of how he broke it down, but all of that is like stuff we're assuming. It was nothing etched in stone and stuff he was saying. It just makes sense what he was saying because you're like, you know what? That does make sense. I listened to the podcast all the way through, so I'm on here for 3 hours, so it makes sense from an artist's point of view, not from the other side. You know what I'm saying? I will say this though, I do feel bad for Maul and Rory, but at the same time, I do feel like I think they know Joe Budden gonna get them a good deal. Like the next deal gonna be better, and I think they ate well off that first deal, so they just get a better deal. They'll be all right. It might not be what they an M a piece, but they'll be. I always say this, man. If 50 Cent could get Tony Ayo $1 million deal, I think Joe Budden could get Rory and Maul some bread.
I didn't mean Banks. I meant Yayo.
X is wild, boy.
DMX a wild boy, dog. But nah,
the irony of that, he got a whole song with mad names. He messed up names.
Yeah,
that's funny.
And he always messing up names.
That's funny.
But bruh, I think, and dog, this is gonna sound weird, so you got to hear me out after I say it. I think Joe Budden is too invested into data. Like, okay, of course you have to know your data, but he's going overboard with this. And I like the fact that he told us that he had a meeting with Tidal and he asked Hov, like, yeah, I really want to come over here because, it's consumer friendly, but I just want all the data and information. And Hov was like, absolutely not.
Yeah, like, you're not getting nowhere.
And he was like, then Spotify promised him all the data and statistics, and goddamn, you see how that ended.
I mean, I hate to say it, I don't want to be that person sounding that, but he might be better off trying to get a deal with SoundCloud or something like that. Like, I don't know if they got bread, but I would figure they could work some kind of partnership out. He not gonna get what he want in these major companies.
Yeah,
at the point period.
I agree, and that's why
start your own platform. That's all I can think about.
And that's why I see Charlamagne's standpoint as far as Joe Budden is comparing his podcast to these people that have networks that's taking their networks to Spotify, and it's like, I don't know. See, I'm just on the fence because it's like, on one side, Joe Budden has this, this big brand mindset, and Charlamagne has this 9-to-5 mindset. You know what I'm saying?
See, but he 9-to-5 for a big brand.
Yeah.
So that's what they never gonna connect because they going against each other.
Yeah.
The stuff Joe Budden want, Charlamagne is doing for what he want. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna work. So, but they both put out good content. They both work well together. So hopefully they can still put out stuff together. But yes, it's different.
I'm not a fan of Charlamagne no more.
Why would he do?
I don't listen to nothing he does.
I haven't heard anything in a while, but
I think his interviews now are super boring.
But who last person interviewed?
You said what?
Who was the last person he interviewed?
I don't know. I don't even watch the Breakfast Club no more.
I don't like that COVID stuff though.
Yeah,
it's corny to me.
That's why I stopped watching Breakfast Club. But
if it's not in a room, it's not good to me. Like that virtual. I'm not gonna lie. I did watch the Loon one. That's it. The Loon one was dope though. Mm-hmm. But other than that,
I think I watched the Boosie one too. Cause Boosie's just funny.
Boosie's funny, yeah. He's funny. Yeah, Boosie is funny.
But yeah, bro, you right. Like, that's what I want a lot of people to understand with this podcast and stuff. Like, your podcast is only gonna be dope if you in the room with the person, dog. That's why I don't like doing like Zoom interviews and stuff, cause it's like we can't really catch the vibe like that. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, I don't mind doing them, but I would rather sit in the room with someone and have it face to face. Especially like, I know you know this because you're a podcaster. Like when you sit with somebody and y'all about to do an interview and they be nervous as hell, and you kind of can like make them feel more comfortable and stuff. You can't do that on a Zoom call.
Right, that's true. Yeah, I guess if you're not in the room, like you more susceptible to have to deal with kind of energy they're giving you rather than changing their energy. So yeah, it makes sense. I've heard some podcasts that I did like, definitely, that wasn't in a room, but it goes back to me always wondering, like, damn, I wonder how that would sound if they was in the room together.
Yeah. Like,
no matter what. So it's not no distant about it, but it's just like, no matter how good that podcast was, I'm always wonder how much more good it could have been if y'all were together in the same room.
Because it's always about the energy.
Yeah, definitely.
That's how I feel. But yeah, let's talk about this Maine and Slim podcast we started. I should have started with this.
You popping.
Hey, but the number one question I get from people all the time, damn, that sound like my ad.
You Charlamagne now.
Nah, but for real though, bro. People ask me this question all the time, like, what makes? Matter of fact, Snoopy asked us that. What makes you think you can charge for an interview? Like, what do you think? Why do you think it's worth X amount of money? I'm gonna let you answer first.
So, I can't remember verbatim what I said to him, but what I would answer that question to anybody, just in general, is, you know, I'm gonna put the value on what my interview is worth. You know what I'm saying? And I know that when we started ours, and I've gotten stopped people, whether they're at work, outside, for all the podcasts we've done so far, right? People have taken a liking to those people that we interview based off the interview, and that's why it's valuable. Like, you have to pay for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we asking these questions, getting these great stories from people that people don't know. Like, we interview people that people have known for years and didn't know the stuff we asked them. You know what I'm saying? So it's just the level of work we gonna put into them interviews. Like, we don't go there just sit down and just talk. No, we go search, we go listen to their music. I go to their Facebook page. I'm looking up stuff. Like, I'm getting everything I need to get in order to get them a good interview and get them a stand-up interview and make sure that anybody that watched this knows that person more. So at this point, it's up to that consumer whether they're gonna listen to the person's music or go to that person's event or get a video shot by that person. Like, regardless of what. We just did an interview with 420. The dope thing about him, he don't do interviews. He have no talking. Like, so if anybody want to know about him, you have to come to Maine and Slim page. That's valuable, yes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just,
I told you that too. Like, the reason why it was doing so well is because people want to hear from people that they don't see.
Exactly. And we ask great questions. Like, it sounds easy to ask a videographer, hey, how much you charge for video? Until you ask the videographer how much you charge for video. I just told you, years ago I did an interview with Quad. Shout out to Quad. He was saying, yo, the only person that make money in this is the videographer, and I think he said the DJs too, or whatever, right? And that now I know that can be further from the truth, because if a videographer is charging $200 for a video, and you think about all the stuff that go into a video, what's he bringing home? We just did math on something. You know what I'm saying? What we got to, what, it was $5.55 an hour? That's crazy. 30 hours? That's crazy. It makes no sense. So
I told you, a music video, I shoot a music video for the low for somebody, and I'm basically leaving home with $5.50 an hour.
Now, mind you, this is all when you factor in the edit. It's not even in the shooting.
The editing is the hard, tedious part.
Yeah. So, like, what if y'all started charging just to, like, okay, we're gonna charge to shoot it, but it's gonna cost X, Y, Z to edit, which
a lot of people do that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that'd be dope. You should think about doing that. Just charge to shoot videos only.
I don't like to edit. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you should think about doing
just
that.
Shoot. Yeah, I mean, I could, bro. Honestly, like, I thought about doing it. I remember I met this guy when I first started doing all of this, and he's real good at effects and animations. And I was actually going to go into a partnership with him, and I was going to shoot the videos, and I was going to have him edit them, kind of same way LaFont and Ben Price do. I always stutter on names.
But you know, what's gonna happen is somebody gonna ask you, what make you think you could charge to shoot the videos, not edit them? So it's always gonna be something, right? And I'll be
back
honest
to
with
our
you, like,
podcast.
It's nothing to do with Snoop. Shout out to Snoop. It was a fair question. I just dislike that question. It's like me asking a producer, what make you think you can charge to send me a beat? Like, everybody answers the same. You want it or you don't want it. Like, you don't have to come to Maine and Slim to get an interview at all. You can go to anybody. It's a bunch of podcasts in the city now.
But I think what people don't understand why this would be a service, and me personally, I think it's a good service, is the production behind it. Like, we've put in X amount of time. It's actually like a couple things. We put in X amount of time learning how to engineer sound. We put in time learning how to shoot video. We put in time learning how to edit videos. And then the biggest number one thing I think we can charge for interviews for is our brands. We put a lot of money establishing a brand, creating a audience, and, you know, having social media presence, and then on top of that, editing clips to put out to promote them, and then the interview is going to live for a long time.
Exactly.
Versus a music video, it's going to be real hot for 3 days, and then, you know, it's going to trickle down the next 3 days, and then it's going to be dead after a week.
You know, and the thing is, how do my value is like this, right? So when me and you came with the price, it wasn't based on this person, that person, that. No, it was just based on what we thought was a reasonable price for what we was going to do. Now, if I am comparing it to things, so let's take a music video, right? So you're gonna do a music video. All right, cool. You pay. I'm gonna just say you pay. I guess I'm gonna say 150. I'm gonna just say 150. 150 for a music video. All right, cool. The music video is 3 minutes. Y'all shot for 2-3 days, whatever. This person went edit it, boom. They get a video out. The video went out. You shared it 3-4 times like most artists do. Like only 3-4 times, whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? Cool. You get let's say you put ads on it, you get 20,000 views, cool. You got 3 comments on the video with 20,000 views, how'd it happen, whatever. And cool, all right, it's fine. But then you come to us and you get the interview, and you get more traction of that interview that's longer. Mm-hmm. Like that 3-minute song, I might like the song. 3 minutes of if I don't like 3 minutes of an interview, it's okay. But to not like the whole song, but you paying $150 for the video, like yeah, pay for the interview because it's gonna be part of the interview people gonna like. They're gonna get to know you. It's like that whatever that song can do for you in 3 minutes, I guarantee the interview could do more for you. You know what I'm saying? Because the interview is gonna allow them to go to them songs probably. Or I've seen it happen before plenty of times. Like I've seen an interview somebody, heard a song, didn't like it. Seen an interview, heard a song, I like it now. Cause I'm ready. I kind of I'm engaged with this person at this point. Yeah, I like the person. So you kind of it's not even us charging for an interview. Like you're buying character. Technically speaking, you know what I'm saying? Like, cause how we gonna interview and talk to you? Most people not gonna do that. Most people don't look at rappers and say, you know what? Dang, I want to XYZ. I'm not gonna give my questions away, but XYZ. They ain't gonna think that. This is what they wanna know. Where you from? When you start rapping? I never asked that question yet. I don't care when you started rapping. That's not interesting to me.
I ain't gonna you. I hate them questions, but some of them are necessary when it comes to interviews.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But I haven't asked that question on Maine and Slim yet. I'm not gonna ask when you start rapping. That's not. You didn't pay for that. Yeah. I need to know that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna ask you what else was going on that made you start rapping around that time. I'm gonna know already when you start rapping. You know what I'm saying? So, but I say that to say like, I don't know. I do feel kind of way. I'm not gonna think. I do feel a way when somebody asks me, why can you charge for an interview? It's like, why can't I? Like, have you listened to my interviews? What's wrong with you? You know, I felt a little offended when somebody asked me that. That's crazy.
Bro, my mama asked me that too. I was on the phone with her, and I was like, yeah, I'm about to go do this interview. And she was like, interview for where? Because, everybody got this whole thing about, bro, I know you ain't about to get no job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I had told her, I was like, yeah, ma, I do interviews or whatever. And I told her about what we got going on. And she just did not understand. She was like, I don't understand how you make money off that, and like I don't get it.
And like I said, I can even say this. Like I remember when I was telling before we started, that's another thing. When we said we charge her, me and you talked for like 3 or 4 months before we even started this. Probably longer than that. When COVID first came, we had already planned we were going to do XYZ. We every maybe 2 or 3 weeks we got together, talked, had a meeting, boom, we gonna start it. Another one, meet, start. Like we didn't just jump in there and say, "Are we gonna do this? We gonna charge this? We gonna go?" No, it was definitely a thought out thing.
Yeah, it was strategic.
To the point where we was like, if we wait any longer, we ain't gonna do it. So let's go ahead and do it. That's how much we thought it out. So when I get asked that question, I do feel offended. But I remember talking to Carlton, the last episode 99 we did, talking to Carlton, saying what we doing. And it was like, I remember him saying like, yeah, I wouldn't pay for an interview. And I didn't take offense to it for him saying that. I mean, that's fine. I respect anybody's opinion. But I also let me know, okay, it's going to be people with that mindset of I'm not paying for an interview. And that's okay. Because you still got to sit down with Slim. You still got more than the masses. But we don't charge for interviews. But it's a selective basis. I choose who I have on. It's not like you could hit me up and say, I want to come on. I'm like, all right, cool, let's meet up on Tuesday. No, it don't work like that. But this one they do. You send that money, I'll meet you on Tuesday.
And, dog, I don't think people understand what we doing with this podcast. Like,
it's this
podcast, this podcast is basically to promote people that have a brand and not necessarily people that do music, people that do whatever. Like, if you have a charity event that you have, or you can come on Maine and Slim, and we're gonna put it out there so more people can see it, more people can come to it.
It's just easier because like, why would you? Now, and me and you know each other. We got a good rapport, like probably a great rapport. So why would you go to sit down with Slim, then come to More Than Masters on the same week, whatever, and now you're putting the same clips out. You know what I'm saying? Like, or you might have a different conversation with them, and I'm gonna have a different one. But when you could have both in one, Kids Who Broke one song, and then we both gonna push it. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to you coming to yours and then coming to mine, and which is crazy because you're gonna be at mine anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it don't make sense. It just didn't make sense. It just was like it's a good partnership. But I think just in general, when you think about the amount of work we put in these interviews and these people that we have on, how serious we take it. We be there 2 hours early, an hour early half the time before they come and we set up. By the time they come set up, they done. Can't nobody come in and say when they came in, oh, we was done. We set up already. Halftime, they be late, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, and we stay after, like, we put them out in a timely manner. We don't do something and put out 3 weeks. No, we put out in a timely manner. Like, everything is right then and there. It's I think we put one out the very next day, if I'm mistaken. So
yeah, the one we did with Tasha.
Yeah, we don't play. Like, we don't play around.
Brothers.
We did that on a Thursday and put out on Friday. So, like, it's, I mean,
and the event was Saturday.
Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So you think about, and then I know that what we did, it helped. I got a lot of text messages about where can they be at? Where can they be at to get the book back? So, like, it's just one of them things where I feel like I'm able to charge because for so long I didn't charge. and I put the work in. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, the charge is not like, it's not like I'm not eating off Maine and Slim. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not eating off Maine and Slim. This is just something we're doing because it's taking time away from our own brand anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, it's just something to do. If we're going to do this, we might as well go ahead and be able to do this.
And bro, let's be honest. Like, we should get paid for something that we're good at. Because, like, definitely, no matter what I do, and I do a lot of stuff right now, but I'm the best at podcasting. You know what I'm saying?
So, and that's the thing. Like, I think when somebody asks that question, they got to ask about, all right, well, how long we been doing it? You know what I'm saying? When you think about in an area or in this 50-mile radius, whatever you want to do, who's up there? You know what I'm saying? It's like, you're gonna have us every time. So I don't see why I wouldn't. Like, why would we join forces for free?
Yeah.
We already doing great alone for free. You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, and the biggest thing you're paying for is the production. Yeah. Like, think about all the podcasts you see, and like some of them is a little iffy. You like, you know, the sound is decent, but the video isn't that good. Or you might see somebody with great video and the sound isn't that good.
So you got people that are gonna make their mistakes because they just starting out, which we've already done. Like, we got years in it. So pretty much we just go set up and go. You know what I'm saying? Like, we do the checks, all that stuff. We not missing the mic check. We not missing whether the video is fine. Like, all that stuff we doing on the fly. So we good. We got people that are just starting as newer and they gonna have them problems. Yeah, I can understand. I'll be pissed if I pay X amount of money and then you put the video out and audio sound like I'm 30 feet back. I'm mad. Yeah, I'm mad. You know, I'm mad if you put a podcast out, but I'm hearing mad air in the mic. Yeah. Yeah, I'm mad, but
white noise.
I haven't got no complaints.
White noise after white noise.
You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Like, what is white noise at this point? You know what I'm saying? It's foreign to me at this point. So, yeah, that's how I feel. But I just feel like Maine and Slim, like I said, it's a business cast at the end of the day. So when you come on here, it's to promote yourself or your business, your brand, something you're doing. It's very rare you're going to have a podcast here or interview here. It's so much a business cast. I don't know whether to call it a podcast or what, because depending on what the person wants is what we doing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what I will say is, it's always for the person. It's still to promote. It's still to push the city. I would encourage everybody to come on if you can. You know what I'm saying? Invest in yourself, because once the page do start doing the same amount of numbers our pages do, you know what I'm saying? It's only but so many times. I still feel like in the amount of time we've done stuff, like, the start has been way bigger than when I first started mine, when you first started yours.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and
it's still growing.
The message is crazy. You know what I'm saying? The comments is crazy. The shares is crazy. It's sometimes I go in there and
the views are really good too.
The views are good, so it's nothing to really worry about. You know what I'm saying? And then we put out good content. And honestly, if I put my mind to it, we could put out a clip every single day for the next 2 months off just interviews we got alone right now. Mm-hmm. But that's why we charge, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why the content, the quality is high.
And I think it's a great platform because we not asking nobody their relationship statuses on there.
You silly. I really don't care if you got a girlfriend or boyfriend, though, honestly. Like,
I don't care at all, dog. That's why
I ever ask that question is somebody coming to say, "Hey, ask me this," or "Ask me about that," which is honestly something you can do. It's your money. You know what I'm saying? It's something you can do. You want to ask me to ask about this? Fine. If I can find a way to ask it, I'm gonna ask it. But yeah, I want to ask that question personally.
And bro, I told you, after me and you did that interview, I was like, I know people gonna hit me up talking about, let's do an interview, and it happened. And I'm like, bro, I'm not doing no interviews, dog.
Oh yeah.
I told you it was gonna happen too. I had like 3 people hit me the same week, like, hey, bro, let me interview you. I'm like, dog, I'm not doing interviews.
Even that, you gotta think about when I asked you to interview and asked you questions. You done told one of them stories plenty of times. Mm-hmm. And people that are watching that now, like, yo, it happened to Slim. That's crazy. It happened. You done told it since you first came out.
Yeah.
So that just goes to show you why the platform is important. Because even with how big your platform is, it's still some people that didn't hear them stories from you, didn't know that about you. You know what I'm saying? We had somebody in the room that day that never met you before. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So it's like all that matters. So I mean, and then like I said, we just take the craft seriously. I'm gonna be honest with you. I listen to other podcasts. So I guess in a nutshell, let me say this. I gotta really make this point. When you think about it being a fee with Maine and Slim, or invoice attached to Maine and Slim, also think about this. You're not paying for the interview like only. You're paying for all the hard work I rated and put in, all the hard work Slim rated and put in, all the hours I put in for free, all the hours Slim put in for free, everything I know about audio, everything Slim know about video, everything I know about interviewing, everything Slim know about interviewing, conversation. Mm-hmm. You paying for what I know, what I do on a regular basis. You know what I'm saying? You're not paying for that particular moment. You're paying for that good quality, and you're investing in yourself so that you can get that. Because you're not gonna find. Not just nobody, but you're not gonna find it nowhere else. I can put money on it. If you get a Maine and Slim interview from anywhere, and you pick that same person and go to any platform where they win at, and you tell me which one was better. That's it. I mean, that's why I charge. So. And
we got to answer another question that people ask a lot. Would you pay for?
Would I pay for an interview?
Yeah.
If I'm investing in myself, yeah. I didn't pay for stuff. Now, would I pay for an interview around here? Me?
Yeah, sure. We can take it there.
It depends on it depends on what I want pushed. But I would have to know what I'm paying for. Mm-hmm. I'm not paying for no respect to nobody. I'm not paying somebody when they just started 6 months ago. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like I still see flaws in their work. Now, if they got great work, and I'm looking at their work as a level of comparison, like that's somebody that's popping, and I feel like their platform is good. Why not? It makes no sense for me not to do that if I'm investing in myself. However, as a podcaster, I don't have to necessarily invest in myself with an interview for podcasting. That would make no sense for me. Mm-hmm. What makes sense for me is to do a good podcast and pay to get it pushed. That make more sense.
Yeah.
So it's hard to ask a podcaster that kind of question. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And
had I been a rapper, that'd be different. Yeah, I would go on platforms where I think people are looking for rappers. Yeah, that makes sense. Somebody asked me right now about paying Adam 22 for an interview. Why wouldn't I? He got a good following. That's a good investment. If I got it, I'm gonna pay. Yeah, because I know I'm getting X amount of views off the rip. And X amount of people gonna follow me off the rip. So it just depends on the platform. You know what I'm saying? But also what I'm trying to push.
I would pay for an interview, like for example, I'm starting this t-shirt business. I would pay somebody for an interview so I can promote that business.
Where at though? Like, would you pay? See, I don't want to use name. I ain't trying to get my messed up. All right. So would you pay one of the podcasts that we listen to, or we got good ties with, or would you pay somebody, let's say out of Atlanta, that got a nice following, and they talk about this, they talk about fashion all the time? What would make more sense to you?
Yeah, definitely doing that.
So it just depends, right? So it's not like you wouldn't pay, but it depends. Like I'll use Clash of the Roundtable. It wouldn't make sense for me to go in there and talk about my new t-shirt business when they talk sports, unless I'm selling sports t-shirts. You know what I'm saying? That would make sense. So it just gotta make sense. With Maine and Slim, like I said, you getting the best of both worlds. We talk about rap, we talk about R&B, all that stuff. We talk about business, politics. Like we talk about every single thing. So no matter what it is, we probably got it covered.
Yeah, we can pretty much promote anything. Unless you
come talking about white supremacy, then yeah, it's not the show you want to come.
Nah, I mean you could talk about Trump supporting, because I'm very informed on that topic. Yeah,
then that'd be an interview that you lead. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be sitting there like this, and I make my half, and I'll be good to
go.
Man,
I tell people all the time, bro. I want to have old boy on my show so bad. What's his name? What's the guy that everybody be saying racist?
Austin
the white guy?
Rhodes.
Austin Rhodes.
Yeah.
I want to do that interview so bad, bro. So bad.
Would you pay?
Yes.
I think that'd be a good investment. I think depending on what you're trying to push out there, that'd be a good investment. But if you go, but you gotta know what you're doing when you go.
I think it would be like more genuine if money wasn't involved. But if money had to be involved,
you sound like a rapper.
Nah, I'm just saying for real.
No, that makes sense though. I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? Because
I get what you're saying though.
I know I'm not going in there on no bullshit, and that's what paying for a service does. It eliminates the people that's coming to do some bullshit. So imagine if the Maine and Slim show was free, and all the people that's been DMing us, asking us what's the price, came to the show if it was free. We would have a lot of BAP content.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's a lot of people that don't even take what they do seriously. So why would they be on the show?
That's my point. You're paying for me to take you seriously. That's another thing. We need to make a list of things you're paying for. We need to do a video on that. Like, we need to get it down packed for real. Because the more you talk about it, the more you think about it. That's the one you're paying for me to say, okay, this is a serious person. Let me take it seriously.
Yeah, because if somebody's going to pay that fee, they're not coming in there to play. They're coming in there for business, bro. You
paying for me to not care about afterwards if you're not sharing the links or not. Cause
yeah.
I'm not going to be honest with you. If you don't share it, it don't bother me.
Hey, man, you know what's crazy, though? I did all that talking to you about how I don't really trip about people not sharing the link. And then I got in my feelings about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but that particular person didn't pay, so I can see why you get upset because you like, it's for free? Like,
it only made me mad. It only made me mad because, bro, I feel like that's my best podcast I ever did.
That was a good one, bro. That was a good one. That was like,
I feel like it was the number one I ever did, and I was like, this is going to be the one. Yeah, I was like, this is going to be the one. Because it gave me the same feels as like I had did a podcast with my homeboy Stan for the first time, and it was dope as hell, and that thing did numbers. I'm talking about like 200 plays first day it came out. It gave me them feels. I was like, so this probably going to do that too. That's
supposed to be your rebranding. It's supposed to rebrand you.
Yeah. So
same old Slim.
So then I can no longer be the man that hates women and stuff. Mm-hmm. See, I got in my bag on there too. That's what I be trying to do with you. But we always talk about like crazy topics, like Tory shooting Meg or something, and then it makes me look crazy, bruh. I told somebody recently, dog, and it's some real stuff, bruh. I think it was Big King. I said, bro, Maine is the fakest podcaster of all times.
What that mean?
Bruh, we can have a full conversation about something before we record. As soon as we record, you hiding all that.
I'm not. I never want to fake the podcast, but I'm definitely.
Nah, I was joking about it.
I'm a brand ambassador, definitely. I'm a brand ambassador, definitely.
Hey, you see how you word that?
Definitely.
I'm a brand, protect the brand.
But I'm glad you said that. Now I don't want to go on topic, but I seen a video last week. Meg Thee Stallion, she was rapping on her laptop. One of the bars said, I got shot twice and I ate that. I do not want to hear her talk. She better not ever brag about getting shot. She cannot.
She said, I got shot twice and I ate that.
You ain't see the, I ain't tag you in it?
Nah, I ain't
she was
see
wrong.
it, bro.
She said last time, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to hear this.
I try not to follow her.
I don't want to hear this. And I'm not, don't get me wrong, I'm not necessarily like all this pro Tory stuff. I feel like it was sensitive. Let it be. Like, you can't do what you did on live and then brag about getting shot. It don't work like that.
Bruh, I want to tell you something, dog, and this is just gonna give you more fuel to call me the person that hates women. But
oh boy,
I judge women that look up to Meg.
You judge? I judge them how? Like, you see me
I put all of them in the same bubble.
What does that mean though? Like
trash. For real, bro. Especially people over the age of 30.
Why?
Cause why are you 30 years old still talking about hot girl summer and twerking and all that? I think she like 25. I know she young. Let's look it up real quick. Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up that freestyle she did, but
she is. I hit it on the head. She's 25 years old. 25 years old. So somebody that's 35 years old talking about hot girl summer and WAP and all that. It's like, shawty, when you gonna grow up? You know what I'm saying?
I get tired of hearing that "what" word anyway. It's like
me too,
I
bro.
don't care about what people care about the song. I just don't want to hear it. I'm just tired of the word. It's just like, why?
Bruh, I was talking to one of my homeboys the other night, and I was telling him, like, you know, he was trying to give me advice about podcasting, and he was like, yeah, you know, you gotta jump on the trending topics faster. I was telling him, bro, I'm honestly trying to shy away from it, bro. Like, let's be honest, dog. We do a lot of podcasts about topics that we don't give two fucks about.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest here, dog. Like, the Meg and Tory thing, I don't care about that. And when I be listening to Joe Budden in them podcasts, I be about to skip it. Especially when Maul get to talking that, I love my black women. I be like, bro, let me skip, bro.
I think people would just be so caught up in trying to be on that, you know, pro-black wave, which is cool. Yeah. That they overlook a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't overlook, and I'm not saying, well, I'm not gonna say that. I can't overlook certain behavior, right? And people say, oh, because X, Y, Z, does that mean you deserve to get shot? Not necessarily, but I know what comes with certain things. Mm-hmm. I could rob somebody, that mean I deserve to get shot, but I might get shot robbing that person. I don't deserve to get shot, necessarily speaking. If you just talking what deserving means, you want to go into definitions. No, I don't deserve to get shot for robbing you. But if I rob you, you can shoot me.
Yeah.
So I have to watch what I'm doing, so things won't happen. And I'm not saying that she has like something she did. I don't know what happened, but I just know that the behaviors of certain people cause certain things. People, I know that the stuff she rap about, people that live that lifestyle that I know, they've gotten shot. Things happen to them. You know what I'm saying? They've been in bad situations. Did they deserve to be in them? I don't know, but I know that with them actions that they were doing, that's what came with it.
Bro, how did we get on this topic?
She said got shot 2 times and I ate that shit. That's what she said.
That's what the bar was?
Yeah, she said
I ain't gonna lie,
2 times
dog.
and I ate that shit.
That's trash, bro. See what I'm saying? That's why I don't like talking about trending topics so much, because it's always some crazy stuff that I don't care to hear about.
I do feel like people try to drag this out. They try to drag the story out. Like, she got shot, okay, and she back twerking and walking fine, but I think that people dragged it out in the sense of every time she spoke or every time something was said, they try to make a new topic about it. So I think one of the topics was like, can a woman be considered a snitch? Like, why are we dragging this topic?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is going on here?
Bro, no, dog, no lie.
That's a drag.
That's why I didn't want to do trending topics no more.
That's a whole nother week of dragging that situation.
Shout out to my dog, Kale. But Kale texted me and said, Slim, so is Meg a snitch? And all I text him back was, stop playing with me, bro, no. And he was like, why you say that? I think that is snitching. And we had a conversation about it. And afterwards, I was like, I can't even believe I participated in that.
Yeah, it's pointless. Like, I'm not going back and forth with that.
Yeah,
I'm not doing. I don't talk about it now. I just kind of threw it out there.
We live in a weird age where people don't know what snitching is, dog. Like, it was so much easier when we was young. Like, you knew who the tattletale was. I ain't gonna lie. I thought Frank Lucas was a tattletale too. We used to have great debates about that, and people used to be like, "Nah, he told on the police." Like, I don't care who you tell on, dog. You know what I'm saying? You still a tattletale.
That's the problem though. Like, then people, you can have a definition for a word, and people will still try to tell you it's not a definition for the word.
Yeah.
Like, okay, so by no words do I see it means this. Only if this happened. No, it's not case by case basis. You told. Like,
yeah, that's it. That's all she wrote. But everybody coming up with these wild excuses.
Who was it? Pusha T manager. You seen that on Vlad? The Pusha T manager. He told. You know what I'm saying? He told.
Who he told on?
On some Mexican car. Some Mexican. His connect pretty much. Mm-hmm. And it was pretty much so that his wife and mom wouldn't go to jail, or whatever. And I don't care why you told.
Me neither.
You told, motherfucker. Like, that's it.
Hey,
you
bro,
chose being that lifestyle.
Me and you think the same when it comes to that snitching stuff.
Don't
it's
tell
like,
me why.
Bro, I don't care why you told.
That's
I
it.
don't care about telling, period. Bro, I tell this story all the time too. Bro, when I was young, bro, my baby brother, his dad was married to our mom. And he used to always beat me and my little brother, but never beat my baby brother. You know what I'm saying? And I had stole a video game from the store, like a little Mario Kart, like a little handheld Mario Kart joint. I used to keep it in the rice thing because ain't none of us eat rice.
Okay.
I don't know why one day he decided to go in the rice thing and he found it and he lined us up and was like, who stole this? And ain't nobody say nothing for like 2 hours. And then finally my baby brother was like, I did. And he whooped him. And I was crying the whole time because I was so proud.
Yeah. I went left. He said he was proud. I thought you felt bad. Nah. He said, I was proud.
I was proud, bro. I was like, dang, dog. This boy, not only did he not tell, you know what I'm saying? He stood up for his brother. I was like, that's cool, bro.
That's what's
and
up, bro.
Now, to this day, I'm like, bro, my brothers ain't never like told, bro. You know what I'm saying? Now, my homeboys.
Don't come on now. Come on now.
Bro, when I was in like 9th grade, I used to have homeboys that I do some crazy stuff and my girlfriend would text me and be like, I don't never want to see you again. And I'm like, bro, I know it couldn't have been nobody but them. You know what I'm saying?
Only they was there.
Dirty Mackin. Oh, bro, we could have a whole show about Dirty Mackin, bro, because I got some homeboys that do it to this day, dog.
Yeah, I don't like getting to that. It pisses me off when I think about that because in my personal opinion, I just feel like this. If you like a girl and you trying to get her or you trying to converse with her, I don't understand the what circumstances do you need to bring another man up in that conversation. Like I never want to get a girl based off us talking about a man. That is crazy to me.
Yeah.
That and honestly, that's suspect to me.
But see, I ain't even talking about it being that deep. Like, okay, let me give you a prime example. And it's my dog. I love dog. I love him to death, bro. But we got to talk about this because I was just talking about Day 4 yesterday too. So this is the type stuff he does. I'll go up to him and I'll be like, man, you know such and such? And he'll be like, yeah, I heard of her. I'll be like, man, you know, she tried to get with me or whatever. And I was like, nah, I ain't really trying to rock with her because, you know, she messy and stuff. And he'll be like, oh, word? And I'll be like, yeah, bruh, this time that I'm thinking about right now, I remember I told him about this. It might have been like a Monday. That weekend, I'm looking at her IG story and he's at her crib. And I'm like, bruh. And I remember I told another one of our homeboys, I said, man, bruh be doing this a lot. Like, this like the 5th time he did this. And homie was like, bruh, they all do that. And I don't get crazy. It. And I'd be like, bruh, why do people, all right, I'll tell you a hilarious story, bro. Hilarious. When I was in college, it was this girl, real fine girl. I was in my quantitative statistics class. She was in my class. She used to sit in the front. I used to sit in the back. Never used to say nothing. The teacher was passing out tests, and they were like, I think he was like 40% of people failed this test. I was like 60% of people failed this test. Then he like gave me my paper and was like, and he scored the highest. So if anybody needs some help, they need to holler at him. And you know, I'm laughing or whatever. But so like the next week in class, she comes into class late and she puts like a business card on my desk. And I'm like, I'm texting her and she's like, yeah, you know, help me with homework. Whoop, whoop. You know, I get to her crib and wasn't no homework involved. Now I leave and I'm telling Damo, I'm like, man, Shoney is great. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Damo said that was his gent. And he was like, yeah, I just got a number at the club like last year. And I was like, okay.
Last year.
So, bruh, I'm at her crib again like a couple days later, and she got her phone like right next to her, and we laying on the bed, and Dominique keeps popping up on the phone, and I'm like, I know that's Damo. And then she asked me, she was like, you must have told Damo, you know, you be coming over here. And I was like, yeah, I did. And she was like, oh, okay, because he started blowing my phone up after that day. So I leave her crib. I go to Damo crib, and I'm like, hey, what's up with you, bro? You know, I'm like, what's up with you, dog? And he was like, what you talking about? I was like, bro, why you blowing Shawty's phone up? And he goes, I'm just saying, bro, like, ain't no way you can get it and I can't. Like, she tripping. I said, bro, what's up with y'all, bro? Why y'all wild, do stuff man. Like that?
That's wild.
Bro, that's dirty macking to the T, bro. They be your own people.
All the time, man.
Or like, bro, me and Damo done had different situations where like I'll be messing with a girl and Damo will go mess with her behind my back. And I ain't know the whole time. He been messing with her the whole time I've been messing with her. He done did this 3 times.
That's your boy, man.
Man, Damo's crazy. But I never do stuff like that to people. I had his cousin girlfriend showed up to my crib with a trench coat on, and his cousin happened to be there. Yeah,
you told me that.
Yeah, and I ain't even do nothing.
You were wilding that day.
I didn't do nothing.
No, I know you was wilding.
I seen her walking down the hill with the trench coat. I knew what time it was. I knew this was gonna end bad. I didn't do anything about it, bro.
Oh my god, that's wild. Bro.
But yeah, I don't know how I got to that neither.
But I know you want to talk about, and this is a wild segue. But I know you want to talk about your shirts. Like,
I forgot I said I want to talk about that.
I know, but I seen you getting better at making the shirt. So for one, I guess
I didn't make this.
Tell people, not that one. But I'm trying to tell people what you did, and then also like. So is that something you're trying to do now? You actually making shirts now for real? Like your business, another business?
Yeah, dog, I plan on starting a t-shirt business. I just don't know how I'm gonna go about doing it yet. I don't know if I'm gonna make a website or if I'm gonna use like a third party website and just post shirts on there and people can just purchase them and I just mail them myself. I don't know how I'm gonna go about it yet, but I'm gonna figure it out real soon. Like this week right here, I'm gonna go ahead and launch something.
I just want to throw it out there that if you wasn't doing a podcast, you probably wouldn't have that.
I know I
business,
wouldn't
so.
because
reason why not to
you're
quit.
right. I tell people all the time, like the best way to come up with a good business idea is fix a problem that you have that you're sure other people have.
Yo, you know what? Not for nothing though. You always do videos on how to make money in podcasts and how to do this, how to do that. These how-to videos. One thing you don't mention, like you never mentioned, I guess it works for you, so you didn't think of it that way. But a good way to make money doing a podcast is to have a dope ass podcast. And everything else will come that need to come with it. You know what I'm saying? Because like
that's true.
Like I said, your podcast is not your most lucrative thing you're doing, right? Mm-hmm. But from that, you get photo shoots, video. You know what I'm saying? Come film me here at the club. This, that, and third. T-shirt business, like
which I hate doing, by the way.
Anything in the club, it's not for me, and that's why. And that's kind of
I'm not a club person unless I'm already drunk. Then I'm okay.
You know, I always joke with you about the rapper guy thing and stuff like that. But one of the reasons why, because years ago when I was really with the camera for real. I had to do some club thing. That's not my scene. Like I can't work in the club. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause I feel like I have to be on alert. I don't like being around people like that. So I feel like I can't work and not be alert. And especially when you're around like some real hood people. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not really fully focused on this camera stuff.
But bro, honestly, dog, clubs ain't how they used to be, bro. Like I remember being young and like I used to be scared to go to Dirty South because I'm like, man, every time I done went there, somebody done got the shooting. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Nowadays, bro, we really don't be having club shootings like that, bro.
It looked chill.
Yeah,
it looked
the
more
club
like a
scene
lounge
is
now.
totally different now, bro. Granted, don't get me wrong. I went out last night and I felt like I was too old to be out. And I left. I was drunk as hell. We went to Waffle House and I was like, dang, I feel like I'm 21 again. I'm like, there has to be a cutoff age of going to the club. And I think I'm past it.
Yo, that's why we talk. It's funny. We go on different topic, but I'm making a video about this at some point. I'm not sure when, but I had this person try to holler at me, right, as a girl, and she was like 18. Granted, she's legal. I'm trying to tell her, like, yo, we have nothing. Like, it's no reason why we should be talking, bro.
Nothing.
And I don't think she was trying to hear that. You know what I'm saying? So I had to be the bad guy because I just was pretty much ignoring her. But you mentioned something about you feeling too old to be out. Like, I know that I'm in that mature stage or like in the right state of mind now where like I don't care how bad you are, if you meet that age requirement, that's it, bro. Like, and you know people say it'd be like age and number, but age to me it's way more than number. Like, yeah, age is to me it's like a representation of you at that point in your life.
Dog,
so if you're
it's really about experiences though. So it's like I recently had a conversation with a lady on a video shoot, and she was like 19 years old. But me personally, I think she was a pretty mature 19 years old. Fucking 19-year-old because what she's doing. Like, of course she was like a video model, but she also go to school and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel what you saying because certain stuff will come up and I'll be like, dang, I'm well past that. Like college years, right. I'm well past college years.
But no, so that brings to my point though. So, and you made a good point with that, right? So, the reason why I say age is like it's more a number. It's like a representation of what somebody should be at that age. Mm-hmm. So, like you said, she's 19, right? And you feel like she's more mature than 19-year-old. You only know that because the average 19-year-old is act a certain way. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I can say 19, but you might act 24, and that's good. Because you might fit that, that's fine, right?
And I wouldn't normally be around a 19-year-old.
But then also, you got some 19-year-old that act like 13. So, and all I'm saying is, it's a representation of how you should act at that age. Like we 30, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we should act a certain way at 30. So you got some mature 30-year-olds, you got immature 30, you got 30-year-olds that can relate to that 19-year-old because they act 19. But that 19-year-old is not gonna be well versed enough to be like, you know what, he 30, he shouldn't act like that.
Bro, speaking of that, how'd you feel about that podcast I did with Damo? And he
Which
was
one?
The last one I just put out, and he was talking about how, man, people be trying to buy these houses and cars, and man, and me at the bar, man, we different.
We are. We definitely are. I
don't think he understands that phrase.
Yeah, he don't. But I think he might be in a weird state in his life right now because what it is like this. Dang, this is crazy. Like when you do turn a certain age and you have to start having that grown-up mentality, some people scared of that. He possibly could be scared of that. He's trying to mask it by doing all the other wild stuff he got going on, whether it's the wild, I don't know if he really was being funny with the dudes on Instagram with all that guy stuff. I don't deal with that. And then also the rapping stuff, the bag stuff. So he has some kind of he got some kind of identity crisis he got going on right now.
Yeah.
And that's fine. It's natural. You know what I'm saying? Every time somebody change their decade, they do that. Normally, it's cool when it's 20 because you get into that grown stage. You want to be grown. When you're 30 and up, you don't want to be that grown no more because real life hitting at you now. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like he just got some kind of identity crisis going on with himself right now where he don't want to grow up, but he has to at some point. So he's trying to get this last little phase out that he didn't get out. But to the story y'all tell me, it seemed like he had a good 20s. It seemed like that 20s was pretty good to me.
It was fun, bro.
But he, you know what? Also, he could be holding on to that fun. Like, no, this is too fun. I don't want to go in there.
That's the biggest thing I took from that podcast that we did is how, first off, him and Blue didn't understand what I was talking about, period, when I was talking about money ain't everything. That went all the way over their head. But the biggest thing that I picked up from that was I was explaining to them that, bruh, life isn't going to be fun every day. And Damo was like, yeah, it can. And I was like, oh, yeah. We definitely don't see eye to eye with that because you're not gonna have fun every day, bro.
And this crazy thing about it is, it's three. None of y'all got kids, right?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So, and honestly, most 30-year-olds, like people like me or something like that, I'll be thinking, I want that kind of life. I would have want that kind of life, just be free. Mm-hmm. And even though he still got that, it's not enough for him. You know what I'm saying? I'm having the same problem as y'all, but with having to take care, X, Y, Z. So. I do feel like, yeah, it's one of them things that it just, like you said, it's experience. It'll come with experience, though. So if in your life you've been getting by not taking stuff seriously, when you get 30, if you've been getting by like that, I feel bad. Honestly, like when I hear your story, and if I was on point that we did that podcast when I interviewed you, because you got to learn that thing at 17, 18, 19. It was like that 17, 22-year-old phase for you. It wasn't all fun. You know what I'm saying? You had some fun moments, but it wasn't all fun. But that also shaped you for when you get to 29, 30. You know how to take life seriously at this point. They might have had them same experiences, you know what I'm saying? Like they probably wasn't away for that long. They probably didn't get the thing that, get the kind of consequence you had to face. They probably had to face those. Yeah. So they don't know nothing about that.
Bruh, I had to grow up fast too. Like I probably ain't talk about this on that interview we did, but when I was like 19, I had just moved back from Kentucky, and not only did I start going to school full time, I took both my brothers to school and picked them up every day, and one went to Greenbrier, the other one went to Evans.
Yeah, you didn't mention that, yeah.
Yeah, I had to drive.
It was the first time you heard it.
I had to drive all the way to Greenbrier and then all the way to Evans, and we lived on Bel Air Road just to take them to school every day, pick them up, going to school full time, and I worked every day from 5 to 1 at night.
Damn.
Every day. Oh, and I also had to go to AA meetings. NA meetings. And I had to go to this drug program for court.
Damn. See, that's another reason I charge though, because that you don't get that nowhere else. Like nobody got that from you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Only your close friends probably know that. If that, they probably don't know that. Who knows?
Yeah, I was just venting about that the other day. That's what made me say it right now because I was talking about.
You probably forgot you did that. You know what I'm saying? You probably forgot you did that.
I did.
Because I talked to you about.
I was thinking about it.
I was
thinking about it because my mom was talking to me about how don't nobody care about no black man's feelings.
That's a fact. Yeah. It's a fact.
Yeah, and I was like, that's real, bro. I'm gonna be honest, dog. My mom is just brutally honest, bro. Like, she don't say, and she's always brutally honest in the worst times. Cause I was venting about having to take my brother to work every day, and she was like, boy, don't nobody care about your feelings. And I was like, God damn.
not to be that person, but honestly,
It's true though, bro.
That's the
like, bro.
That's the beauty of a black woman though. Like she's honest with you at the time. You probably don't want it, but you need it.
Yeah. Because, bro, honestly, dog, us as black men, bro, they just want to see results from us. That's it. Don't nobody care about how you feel about it. It's, bro, are you going to protect me or not?
Dude, you sound like them right now, too.
I do.
It's funny you talk to Megan all that stuff, but that's funny, though.
You said what?
Because we talking about the Megan, all that stuff like that.
Yeah.
And they kind of bringing that. But you're right, though. Results, that's it. Results, because they don't care about, almost like we talk about the snitching thing. Niggas don't care why you snitched. You did it, right? All right, cool. That's the result of that. You snitched. I don't care what happened between that. I don't care what happened between A and D. All I know is that E, you snitched. So B, C, D, I don't care.
But, bro, like, if don't nobody care about our feelings, like, how are we supposed to approach, like, trying to, vent and stuff like that?
I mean, I guess you could do two things. One, you could listen to Charlamagne. You know what I'm saying? Go get you a little therapist or, you know what I'm saying, a little counselor. But mainly, honestly, for people like me or you or whatever, I vent. We create things. So I vent in my creative way. So you think about, it's all podcasting. I know it's towards the end of everything, but, think about podcasting. This year, we had that. And I say we because, like, it's like a team effort. You film my stuff. And it was like, we had everything we hit, everything we was doing was good. We stopped, whatever, and then I stopped for a minute, and I came back and I did the podcast about my daughters and stuff. Right, that's my venting for me. That's enough for me. Like me putting that out in the atmosphere and getting that feedback back.
That was a great podcast.
That's how I vent.
I remember listening to that, and I was like, Maine is in his bag. I wouldn't have did this, but
I know it's hard to do. It's hard to do. I
wouldn't have did that, bro.
Thought about it plenty of times, but that's as a black man, nobody cares. So you're like, damn, But I felt like it was perfect time. Like, okay, we didn't put it out.
And for the people listening that ain't seen it, Maine did a podcast basically about the situation that happened when his second daughter was born. You'll have to go listen to it if you want to know more, unless you talk about it right now.
Definitely dope.
But yeah, I probably wouldn't have did that. I'm gonna be honest with you, dog.
Well, the reason why I do it is because like you said, you was like, remember earlier you was like, Maine is the fakest podcaster though. Like, but that it don't get no realer than that though.
Yeah, and it don't.
And I told it from not my point of view. I told it from the point of view of like, this is really what happened. XYZ happened. That happened. All on me though. I wasn't putting nobody else. I couldn't tell you what nobody else was thinking. This, that, and third. It was all me. But that's my venting. Like, I'm in that room by myself because I can produce everything on myself. Another thing, why people be paying us for interviews, we can do our stuff on our own. But I'm putting it out there, and then I put it out to the public, and they give me the reception of it. So they could have said, this is bad. Da, da, da. It's fine. You know what I'm saying? But that's how I have to vent. I can't speak because it's some black artists that don't do art. They don't rap. They don't do poetry. They don't write movies. They don't do it. So I don't know how they do things. But some people, like, depending on whatever you do in life, that's how you take it out as a black man. You play ball, take it out on the court. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on what you do. But you got, like I said, you got black men that don't do nothing at all. I couldn't tell you how they get their shit off. I don't know.
I don't understand how people wake up every day with no purpose, period. I couldn't be here if I ain't feel like I had a purpose, dog.
Not for nothing. I had to stop talking to a girl because of that. Like, she didn't have she didn't know what she wanted to do. Granted, she was a little younger still, but it was like, so you don't know nothing. I just felt like all she wanted to do was smoke weed. And I was like, that can't. And I had nothing against people that smoke weed. Do your thing. But you in the military, you smoke weed, and you really don't know nothing what you want to do with your life. That's wild.
I'm going to be completely honest with you, too, and people going to disagree with this. Weed is very bad for you.
Which is ironic because I honestly liked what 420 said about marijuana. I liked what he said. I didn't say it was like.
What did he say?
He just said, if you use it right, if you use it correctly,
okay,
it can help you meditate.
I agree with that.
If you don't abuse it, but abusing it means to me like feeling like everything a problem you have, I gotta get high.
Yeah,
that's when it comes to problem because like I think people stressed out like, I just need some weed. What? What's that Family Guy thing? A bag of weed, everything is better than a bag of weed. Like that little song they had. Like that's pretty like, oh, that's gonna solve everything. The rent is due tomorrow, nigga. Like
it's still gonna be due. You can get as high as you want. It's still gonna be due, bro.
So get off your ass. You know what I'm saying? So,
bro, that's why I stopped smoking weed when I was young. Cause I'm like, bro, I keep getting high and not doing nothing and waking up and these problems still is right there.
You're pissing me off,
like,
man.
I just gotta attack these problems that I have. Getting high is not fixing anything. But weed is definitely a drug, but most things are drugs. Like, some people abuse food, overeat food. I'm doing it right now. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. I've been eating fast food. I've been gaining weight like crazy. I'm abusing food. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna get it together. But not as bad as other people. Like, Blue said he eats 5,000 calories a day. That's insane. 5,000. I know I'm probably eating like 3. Probably a little bit over 3. But 5 is crazy. But bro, before we get out of here, I wanted to ask you too. You've been podcasting for what, like 4 or 5 years now?
Yeah, 4 years.
Have you ever thought about quitting podcasting?
Since I started, honestly, no. But I think the reason why I thought about, I ain't thinking about quitting. I'll take a break every now and then. I ain't never thinking about quitting. But the reason why is because, and I think the difference between me and you is like, you know, you got the podcast, but you also got your hand in other pots, right? For a long time, I was just solely podcast. I wasn't doing nothing. I mean, I did some speaking events, but that was about it. You know what I'm saying? But you know, when I first started, you know, it wasn't evolved to what it is now. It was strictly audio. Put the audio out, and that's it. That's not hard to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't doing all that we doing now. So the thing about how I am now, like even working with you and all this stuff, like you see, the episode have slowed up on coming out on a regular basis. So it's not necessarily think about quitting. I never think about that, but you do think about elevating and just like going to a high level. Like, okay, what's next in the podcast? Karen Gore hit me up last week, 2 weeks ago. I ain't texted back too damn, but she was like, I think you need a show. You should do a show. I'm thinking like, damn. So I started thinking about that. Damn, how can I do a show, like a live show? And even when I did a live show on Fine Ice last week, like the energy in the room that I was getting from like all my laughs and stuff, I'm like, damn, I might can be entertaining like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I ain't gonna say quitting, but I definitely think about what's next now.
Yeah,
because I've been doing it 4 years at this point. It's like, yeah, podcasting is cool, and I don't want to stop doing it because that's the bread and butter. But I do think about what other things I can do from this. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily quit, but you know, just kind of do it less.
The podcast game is getting oversaturated mainstream also. Like, so many people are popping out with podcasts. Like, bro, all my favorite YouTubers now got podcasts. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear you talk. I just want to see you make cool videos.
But see, that's the thing. I think, too, we got to get back to the original definition of podcast, the audio file.
Yes.
And so, technically speaking, anything can be a podcast. The Breakfast Club has a podcast. And then we talk about Joe Budden. That thing pissed me off, too, because, like, why do you have a podcast? Y'all are a radio show. Mm-hmm. You're a radio show. The same thing on radio show is on this thing as a podcast. That's what is that? It's a conflict of interest at that point. So I think that the podcast game is saturated because people are taking clips from videos and shows. Like, it's a difference between a show and a podcast. Maine and Slim is a show because we're not only talking every day about something, you know, something specific. It's be branding. So in any given week, you want to have something different. Mm-hmm. Sit Down with Slim is a podcast. They sitting down with you. I'll be sitting down, we talking. More than Masses, I'm showing you something. I'm painting Augusta some kind of way with using that person from Augusta or whatever. So those are podcasts. Everything that a podcast, but the thing is, people are breaking things down into a podcast from video form, put out on something. DJ Vlad, not a podcast. He been putting podcasts out since I can think about it. He's not a podcast though. He just take the clip from
Not at all. That's definitely an interview.
That's an interview. That's it. You know what I'm saying? It's not a podcast. So there are certain podcasts out now that aren't podcasts at all. But because they throw the word podcast behind it and just drop the audio file only, by
now
definition, they're podcasts.
But I like the fact that people are seeing that this podcasting thing is not as easy as it looks.
That's my favorite part.
Yes.
You asked me about how long I'm doing it in 4 years. I'm be honest with you, you're not gonna get many people that gonna tell you that without no crazy gaps. Notice what nobody else. I know people that have taken breaks in the middle of taking breaks. You know what I'm saying? Like,
how do you do that?
Just don't come back.
Just don't take come a back. Break in the middle of taking a break.
All right, cool. And then say no, they just ain't came back. Like, you took another break. You know what I'm saying? But
I noticed that about a lot of people that you produced. Like, I was like, dang, they might have had a show that I was really interested in. Yeah.
But like I said, that also is back to my point, Maine and Slim. The reason why you're paying for not only that's taking seriously part, but you paying for continuation. This people that got time in. It's like,
bro, you know who you produced that I thought had a great show?
Yeah,
the girls with the Travelers. Yeah. But I wanted it to be a YouTube channel instead of a podcast.
Because they're both very pretty women and they got nice bodies, so they would have been dope, and they got nice voices. Yeah, they would have been dope to do a show versus that. And honestly, they could have did it on their own. They never need nobody. That was just free money for me.
That's kind of how it go with producing, though. Producing is free money, bro.
Producing is being it because they paying you for your skill, so you getting paid for a skill, even when like, yo, I'm coming up off this is kind of crazy. But
does it make you feel bad?
Not at all.
Me neither.
Not at all, because I always give my 2 cents. Like, yo, you should do XYZ, you should do that. I'm always giving pointers, even when it work against me. Like when God Gossip would ask me to do their thing, I'm like, yo, y'all need to go to Slim for what y'all want. Y'all should go to Slim for what y'all want. Could either be like, nah, I'm gonna do this. Nah, I could have tried to just get you and be like, hey, I'm gonna give you XYZ. That's stupid. Nah, go ahead. Like, I always give you the best option possible. And that's another reason why you paying us. Like, I don't be doing that to nobody. I always, if I could send you somewhere I think it makes sense, I'm gonna send you there. It's not always for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely, we more on a Joe Budden side. Saying about pushing the culture and all that stuff. But I feel like this: the podcast game is oversaturated, mainstream. But let's talk about the area. It's doing its numbers as far as podcasts popping up, right? But I also feel like I know where I stand in that realm. You stand in that realm. The more we pop up, I don't care if somebody just start listening. I'm gonna use B Cook. B Cook is a very popular dude. They start listening to B Cook's podcast. At some point, they're gonna have to run across my name, or run across me. The first episode, y'all brought me up, right? So, okay, who's this person? Who's that person? They go check me out. They like it. Boom. I got a listener. Shout out to B Cooks. You know what I'm saying? So I'm okay with that because I know where I stand. I'm comfortable where I stand in the podcast realm.
Somebody told me a couple months ago, and it actually is a guy I used to beef with when I was young. Then we just randomly seen each other in the studio, and he pulled me to the side and was like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. We was beefing for no reason. And I was like, yeah. Then we had a deep, long conversation. And he basically was telling me, he was like, whenever you do something, you kind of want to be the mayor of your city. Meaning that, like, when somebody say podcast, they think, oh, Maine. Exactly. They ain't got the podcast. Exactly. And after he told me that, dog, my whole mind state changed. Like, I was like, it ain't always about trying to get these YouTube views. Like, you also want to be known for doing
heavy
this.
At first. You was on that heavy at first. But now you see. But
now I'm slipping. I'm trying to get back on my YouTube.
And I don't blame that because you got that crown already. But you see why I always you think I'm making jokes. I do make jokes. Don't get me wrong. But why I always say Columbia County. But that's why, because nobody out here no respect. Nobody out here. I ain't none of people until I knew you. Then everybody let me know. Okay, well he got some kind of connection. So when I always say King Columbia County, that's because when I think of podcasts out here, when I think anything out here, I'm thinking they gotta go through you. If you want to promote something out here in this side of town, they gotta go through you.
You seen on my last episode, I said I wasn't talking to you and Blue about that Columbia County shit no more too, right?
Nah, I didn't see that part, but
oh, I edited some of it out.
Oh, okay. Nah, but yeah, it went.
It just ended with me saying, I think it ended with me saying, I'm not talking about this topic no more. Shout out to Maine, but y'all can have that Augusta stuff. Then I edited out like the next 5 minutes because Blue got in his bag.
About Columbia? Oh, he from Augusta?
Yeah, he got in his bag talking about see, in Columbia County, y'all got it easy. Like Slim, your mama helped you get a house. And I was like, why you want to talk about that on my podcast? I'm not putting personal business out nobody.
Yeah. Two, I'm not from either one, so it don't. I mean, it's a tale of two cities. That's all I can say. But that don't mean that. I'm not gonna get into it. That don't mean that it's not real people here or real people there or struggles here, because you got Berkeley, California, where it's mansions when I was out there, and it's bums across the street from the mansions. And I guarantee you, them bums is thorough.
Yeah.
So that don't mean that. I mean, I joke, but that don't mean nothing necessarily speaking. You can get your ass up anywhere.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it don't matter.
I had to tell Dumbo that last night.
Get your ass whooped on any side of town, my nigga. I'm telling you right now.
It don't matter where you at.
Oh, I do know a good thing to end on. You mentioned it. You said I know you supposed to bring it up. I'm gonna bring it up anyway because you mentioned it about people like me and you. You know what I'm saying? Like asking about podcasts, like who better or this, that, and third. And to be quite honest, like I told you, now I said, like, I don't get asked that. Like, nobody ever came to me ever and asked me, who do I think podcast is better, mine or yours? Honestly, nobody ever asked me that. Like none of my peers at least. But I can say that I think me and you personally got a distinctive, different way we do our podcast. We put the same amount of work in it. We just approach it differently. We both go with our name. So your name is Sit Down with Slim, right? So you come here, you having a sit down with Slim. That's what you're doing. Y'all talking about something, whatever it is. We're in a conversation. Mine is more than the master. So in my podcast, I'm just trying to illustrate why this particular city is about more than just that golf tournament we have once a week. So it's hard for me to say because I feel like we put the same amount of work in. You know what I'm saying? And we just approach it differently. However, what I can say is people that like my podcast and they see me hang around you and they see you on my podcast, they see us link. I always put them on to yours. And the same thing they say, like, yo, you know what? I like Slim takes. He funny, like. And I tell them all the time, I say, yo, he's not funny. Those are real takes. Don't take. He's no joke. Those are real takes. That's how he really is.
It just sound funny.
I tell him everything. I'm a brand ambassador. Slim is. He sit down with Slim. So like, but we both have to rep our name. My name is not to do certain things. Your name is. You know what I'm saying? Like this is how I go. So it's funny you ask that question though. But like I know you said certain people that ask you that question or certain maybe rappers or whatever. But I never get asked that question though. Honestly. But then again,
people
I don't
ask
see
me
that
question all the time, bro.
Nobody even ask me about you unless it's something positive, you know what I'm saying? But that just goes to tell you, like, you know, it depends on who approaching you. You know what I'm saying?
And then I also hate when people be like, they'll come up to you, and it always be people I don't know, though. It don't ever be people I know, and they'll be like, hey, bro, you got the best podcast in the city, bro. And I'll be like, appreciate it. And they'll be like, yeah, man, how Maine feel about that? And I'm like, bro, that's not a compliment. You know what I'm saying? People think like telling you that you better than somebody else is like this compliment, and it's like, bro, that's not a compliment. That's stupid. It don't even make sense to me.
Yeah, but like I said, to me, it go back to what I said, and I stand on that, and you know, because when you first started, we talked about it all the time, and I think everything I've done kind of represents what I'm about to say. Like, regardless, might think you the best, but they think Mo the best, Ken the best. Cause you know how I feel about Ken. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? People watching probably like, who is that? People don't know who he is. I feel like Ken put out amazing work. You know what I'm saying?
I think so also.
So, and I feel like that's on a production level, that's what I kind of compete with, try to, you know what I'm saying? Because like the way he put it together is just so pure. But nonetheless, what I want to say is, how I do mine like this, bro. Like if you are great and you're good at podcasting, whatever it can be, cool. Somebody think you're the best, cool. But I work with everybody that I feel like gotta, you know, it's up here. I work with everybody anyway, whether you up here or down here, it don't matter. If you comfortable where you at in that realm of that particular subject, whether it's podcast or whatever, you good. My competition is trying to, you know, expand and do the best I can. And honestly, it worked. You know what I'm saying? If people think you the best, people think I'm the best, it did work because guess who teamed up and did some stuff together?
Mm-hmm. But
how many times we heard that before we actually did it? Like you need to do it. We both just brushed it off like yeah, you know, because we know work was done to do on our own end. But now that I feel like it's not done, but now that I feel like it's more about elevating now. Let's go ahead and do this. And might as well be here.
Bro, you know what pissed me off this week? A lot of people told me I need to start a show with Blue and Damo.
I highly disagree.
Because you know Blue was on my first episode that I didn't want to put out.
Yeah, I highly disagree with that. And no disrespect to them, I think they should start a show together. That'd be dope.
Yeah, but I think so also.
And I think you should produce it. I personally think so.
Dog, they got episodes they recorded together. I called it the shit show. I got them on my hard drive. I got them on my hard drive, bro.
Not for nothing,
They're hilarious too.
I do feel like, cause like I said, in my mindset, podcasting was my own thing. Cause I got other shows on my podcast. Mm-hmm. I wanted to see. I did want to see how it'd be if you did that because you got so many friends as characters that do want to be on the mic. They might not say it, but they do like being on the mic. And I thought that'd be dope if you had that show under your belt. I do feel like I get it. Me and you preach this whole doing your own thing. I think Blue and Damo don't need to do that. I think they need to follow Slim's lead because you're gonna know what to put out and not to put out.
Yeah.
And I think you should have like you can eat off their show. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that'd be a good show to have. You should produce it.
Blue is starting his own podcast. He's been working on it for 1.5 years now.
Chill out, bro.
He got some lights and a tripod, and he be using his phone, and he got a green screen.
Shout out to Blue, man.
Bruh, he's recorded like.
Got your notes right here, bro.
Hey, dog, Blue had notes. He was on the episode talking about some. Back to my notes.
Anybody seen
There's
Slim
5
Lab
words.
podcast? Blue got these notes right here. It reads: boycott, Rosa Parks, work, Rodney King. Not really sure we got to do anything I talked about, but and it's a stain. I'm not sure what that stain is about, but maybe he spit or something. I don't know, but
Bruh,
shout out to Blue.
That's Blue's notes. That was his notes for a podcast.
But I definitely would be definitely interested in seeing you produce a show based off them. Reason being because I seen your production skills is dope, but I feel like the amount of work you put in and you know what kind of content needs to be put out because you do that well with them. Like, no disrespect to them, but to be completely honest with you, I feel like they did a show and you wasn't included in it, it'd be a slap in the face to you because you have branded them. That's just, I don't care how anybody take it. You branded them.
Yeah, I'm not gonna like that.
I don't care. Like, that's one thing I wouldn't care about.
I just had a big debate with Damo today, and damn, I wanted to tell you this funny Damo story. Man, we got time.
Yeah, we got hope.
But I had this big debate with Damo today because he called me and asked me to make him a shirt that says Drinks on Mo, and he wanted me to wear it today for this podcast. He wanted me to wear it, and he called Quay also and told Quay he wanted him to wear his shirt out today and take a picture and put it online. And I answered first. I said, hell no. And he said, why not? I said, bro, you don't do shit. Why the hell would I wear a shirt with your name on and you don't do nothing? He was like, no, I'll be wearing your shirts. I said, I do shit. I said, and you make me look bad when you wear my shirts too. You know what I'm saying? But bro, why would I just wear something for no reason?
Yeah.
But branding is important, bro. And I think no matter what you do, you should have a good brand to it, like logos. I know we talk about logos a lot. Damo sent me the most trash logo I've seen in my life. Bruh, that's why when I first started this podcast, bruh, I knew I was going to sell merch one day. So I spent $100 on a logo. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people be trying to make logos themselves. No, I wanted somebody professional that's been involved in logos to make me a nice logo that could stand forever. Because I always remember I watched this documentary about Walmart and they was talking about the logo being simple. And I was like, okay, that's what a logo is. A logo is something simple and something that you can, create easily, and but also something that's very noticeable. So like every time you see this silhouette of Jay-Z smoking a cigar, you know that's Slim. Yeah, even though that's Jay-Z.
Nah, that's dope. That's funny. It is dope though. And I would think about that. Even the difference between like our podcast is different. Like your logo, like you smoking a cigar in there. Like, yes, we have different podcasts. Like it's different content. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
That's dope, though. When you really break it down, it get doper and doper.
Bro, I thought about all of this. I had dreams about all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't just jump up and was like, podcast time. Nah, I thought about this. I thought about the logo. I thought about what days I was going to put it out. I thought about what I was going to talk about. I thought about what I wasn't going to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I thought about all this, bro. You can't just go buy microphones and sit in front of them and be like, well, another episode of The Shade Room. You know what I'm saying? Stupid, there's more to podcasting than that, bro. People think this is easy, but it ain't what they thinking. But I gotta end this and tell you this Damo story. I had a whole plan for how I was gonna do it, but I missed that mark. So now I just gotta tell you.
Hey, sometimes you miss marks, man. Go ahead.
All right, bro. So this story kind of ties into basically everything we've been talking about today. So like, it ties into the t-shirt business that I'm starting because first off, let me tell you, I'm starting this t-shirt business because like everything I'm doing, I seen somebody doing it, or I take that back. I didn't see somebody doing it. I had something that I needed that I couldn't necessarily get from someone else. So I started doing it. That's why I started doing photography. I was telling people, like, I took pictures for the last podcast I used to do, and they took forever to get the pictures back, and I didn't really like the pictures. And so I said, I could take pictures. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so I started doing that myself.
So basically, anytime a service is provided and you feel like you're not getting an adequate level of service, you try to do it yourself.
Yep. Gotcha. So with the t-shirts, I've been going through hell trying to get t-shirts made. So I said, you know what? I'll just make my own t-shirts. So I invested the money into buying the t-shirt stuff, and I put the time into learning how to do it. And now I ain't gonna lie, I'm a beast with it now, bro. But now let's get to Damo. So Damo comes over here. We do the podcast, right? And this is exactly how this happens. I picked them up from Blue's house. Blue comes over here. He washes. He used the washer and dryer, and he was like, "Hey, bro, make me a shirt so I can wear for the podcast because I'm about to wash clothes, and I'll send you the money." I said, "Cool." We went to the store. We got a shirt. I pressed the shirt for him. Damo grabbed a yellow shirt, and I pressed both of them shirts, and they wore the shirts on the podcast. Cool. Now, Damo's watching me press the shirts. He's talking to me while we're doing it, and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm glad you showed me how to press shirts and stuff. You know, we can go into this together," and woody whoop. He was like, "What's going to be the splits?" I had a big order I was working on, and I was like, "Well, if you do this order for me," I was joking. I said, "I'll give you $10 an hour." But I really was just going to get him like a percentage of it. You know what I'm saying? I was going to give him like $80. And he was like, he tells me, "All right, so what's going to be the percentage when I bring the customers to you and I press the shirts?" I said 50-50. And he started snapping. And Blue was like, "I ain't gonna lie, Damo. Slim spitting. You like 50-50 sound good." And I was like, "Yeah, I don't know." I said, "I'm serious about the 50-50 thing." I said, "I don't know why Damo thinks that's a bad deal." And Damo was like, "If they my clientele, I should get at least 60. And I said, "Damo, what's your leverage here?"
I got the machine.
Yeah. What is your leverage? I got the machines and I'm showing you how to make them. But you need 60 and I need 40? I said, "Damo, this is your issue, bro. You're not a businessman." And he was like, "Bro, in this world, you can tell yourself you are whatever you want." So he was like, "You wake up every day and call yourself a businessman. So that's what you are because you tell yourself that." And I said, "That's not how that works, Damo." I said,
I think they call that he got that speaking into existence syndrome right now.
yeah. But
saying without doing.
yeah. So he asked me, he goes, "What's your leverage here?" I said, "Bro," I said, "I don't even know why I'm having this stupid conversation with you, but I got the machines." "What are you talking about? What's my leverage? I got the machines." He was like, "But I got the clientele." I said, "I got clientele also." So what are you saying here? But that situation with Damo really showed me how people don't know anything about handling business. And that also doubles back to, I was going to talk about this when we talked about Joe Budden. It's the same thing, bro. Like with the Joe Budden thing, they was talking about, you know, he was like, I looked at the numbers. We're already at 10 million in ad revenue. And I'm like, okay, so if the show can make 10 million, you think you're supposed to get 10 million?
Exactly.
And it's on somebody's platform? That's the only thing that bothered me about that. But Damo has that same type mentality too, like most people do. Like they always think of splits in their favor. And it's like, bro, you have to think about, this is somebody else's platform. This is somebody else's work. Like I was explaining to Damo small stuff like, bro, you know I paid a power bill here, right?
That's my leverage too.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I pay the power bill. And guess what? He looks at me and says, "Well, how much did you pay for the machines and the power bill? I'll cash up you right now." I said, bro, if you had some money, you wouldn't be talking to me about this.
It don't work like that anyway.
It don't.
He need to see that money every month then.
Yeah. But yeah, bro, people be, I don't think people be understanding how this thing goes. Like when you have a business, especially, you can't work with your friends neither. Mm-hmm. Period. That working with your friends stuff is just all the way dead. It ain't never gonna work. And it's funny because I was talking to my mom about working with you, and she was like, "Oh, here you go again trying to work with someone." She was like, "It always ends bad for you." And I was explaining to her, like, I was like, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Like, having somebody to work with is the best thing in the world. It just depends who the person is and how y'all get along. That's
important. Yep.
Yes.
Picking accurately is very important with anything, though, but definitely working with somebody.
And that's why I told you, like, I was talking to Trey about it also. I was telling Trey, I was like, yeah, I want to start the studio up, and then I want Maine to be a part of it, so we can have a studio, because it ain't like we need 2 different spaces to record a podcast. One can record at a certain time, other one can record at a certain time, even when we're not recording together, and then have all the equipment there. Trey gave me a horrible idea. He said I should just turn my whole upstairs into like an office space. I'm like, bro, why would I do that? That eliminates getting a studio.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say anything Trey said horrible. He funny though, but I'll say you want to eliminate people coming to your home.
Yes.
So that's why.
See, you get it. Yeah. He didn't get it. I'm like, bruh, I want to stop having people coming to my house.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They probably feel too busy, and that's why you be up at these weird hours working sometimes, because your stuff is home.
Bruh, and that's why I be leaving my crib.
Yeah, I know. Yo, yeah, I ain't gonna say nothing crazy, but yeah, that's probably real.
Bruh, I do not like being here, bruh. I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you, dog. And I love my house, I work so much in here.
I can't remember last time I heard you say, "Yeah, I'm going home." Like,
never.
Yeah,
I don't never go home, bro. I don't, bro, because, bro, I wake up at 7:00, like, especially this week. Wake up at 7:00, start designing shirts, start pressing shirts, editing vlogs, trying to shoot a video for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Record a podcast, edit a podcast, press some more shirts. So by the time 7-8 o'clock come, I'm like, bro, I got to get the hell up out of this house. You know what I'm saying? I do not want to be in here, dog. So that's why I was thinking, like, when I do finally get the studio, you want to have like a relaxed lounge space in it also, but you also want it to feel kind of homey.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind having the studio be just a work space, because that's what I want to move towards. Just having somewhere I can go work and I can leave and my home can be home. Yeah. Because right now my home is work. A Chinese sweatshop. It smells like heat in here. You know what I'm saying? The heat press me on for hours at a time. I'm in here sweating.
Smell like the power bill high.
Yeah. And that's what Damo didn't get. I said, bro, my power bill is normally like $120 a month, $100 a month. Now it's probably going to be about $180, $200. You know what I'm saying? And you don't get that. And you have nothing to put in on that. But you think, I don't have no leverage.
Tell them cash up you the difference every month.
Yeah. Cash at me the $100 every month, and we can work from there. But Damo ain't no businessman, bro. You know what I'm saying? Most people not. And there's nothing wrong with that. Just go to work.
You got to make a shirt in it saying, what's your leverage?
That'll probably be a good one. I am working on a design for that boy spitting.
I like that.
Yeah,
and like I said,
that's my next design.
You're the first person I heard say that. So
yeah,
I know it was a saying already. I'm just saying, like you kind of, when I seen you say it, now I seen people say it a lot.
It's a lot of good sayings on this podcast. I ain't gonna lie, I just gotta think of them. But the t-shirt's gonna come along, bro. But yeah, that's all we got for today, man. I ain't gonna lie, I got a fantasy draft. In 20 minutes. Maine don't rock with the fantasy, but I rock with fantasy.
Nah, that sounds cool. You know, I don't know about that, you know. I
just like gambling.
Well,
people always ask me, do I think I got a gambling problem? I wouldn't call it a problem, because I be winning.
I don't know. You might. I don't think I got a gambling problem. I've been trying to gamble with you for the last 2 years.
Oh, here we go. This basketball thing. Man. Maine and Slim, we out, man.
It's a goal down the street. I said, this is a perfect time to.
Man, good, I ain't hooping, bro.
I know.
I changed my mind.
I've been knew that.
Nah, I'm a hoop for real. Cause Blue challenging me to hoop too. So now I feel like I got to, dog.
I'll play Blue.
Cause y'all keep trying.
I'll play Blue for $100.
Man, bro, them boys told me Blue he be playing point guard.
Hey, next time you see Blue, can you ask me when bet on playing for some money?
I'll call him. I'll call him as soon as we get over here.
Hell yeah. All right, bye. Come on.
All right, man. We out.